Hello, my name is Bella Hurrell. I'm from the BBC News visual journalism team. What makes a good news product prototype? I guess something that can be practically done. I think you've got to always think about if something can be realistically made in the time frame that you have available. Sometimes you do have really big ambitious ideas and you want to just really experiment, and that's great, but I think often you want something which you can build, that you can actually publish within your CMS or bolted onto your CMS and your news organisation, and that your journalists will understand how to use, and that delivers a real practical solution or delivers something concrete for the user. What tools do we use? Well, I guess that depends. So we have developers who can use all sorts of tools, but traditionally on the news side we have our own content management system, so we use that to publish most content, and then we can build bespoke outside of that, and then we can publish and pull that content into our content management system. And obviously we use other tools for visualization, so we might use Illustrator or we might use After Effects for animations, all those sorts of things. Just try things out and build quick and dirty prototypes that you can test with people, I think. Don't invest huge amounts of time in something if you're not that sure about it, without getting it to the stage where you can actually make a decision. So build something that you can put in front of people and find out more. And I think once you get enthusiastic about a project, you can commit to it and really feel dedicated to it. But sometimes you need to know when to call it quits, and to just stop and not carry on down a path that is probably a bit flawed, because you can just pour loads and loads of resources into something that's never really going to work. So I think you need to have an objective head and be impartial and be critical of your own idea. Don't put the blinkers on, so that you can actually get to a stage where so that you don't waste loads of time and money on something that isn't necessarily going to work out. Don't cling on for dear life. Give up when it's a good time to do it. One of the big challenges is building something early enough in the process that you can learn enough about it, so that you can then make the changes that you need to your project to make it successful. I think you need to work with designers who have use certain prototyping software, so that you can build things which are essentially mock-ups, aren't really coded products, but mimic what might happen, and then you can learn from the interactions, you can learn from the user interface based on that. The latest project that we're most proud of. So I guess there's two things there. One, I'd say within the BBC Visual Journalism team, there's a new team that's being set up, which is being led by my colleague John Walton, which is purely data journalism team, and that's really paying dividends because they're delivering some really amazing projects. And so that was a great investment, that was a great decision to do that, and to hire extra data journalists and data analysts. So they've done some great stuff recently. And then I think the other thing that I'm most proud of is at the moment we've been working with illustrators on our team to do more kind of creative illustrations around storytelling. So another colleague of mine has worked on a piece which was about famine in Yemen, which was called The Girl with a Strawberry Ring. And it was a really simple idea. It involved data visualization, but it was all done with illustrations, and it was really lovely. And I think that was an interesting way to do a data project, because actually it wasn't particularly traditional, but it really meant that it was more emotional, I think, and people who aren't necessarily interested in charts and graphs could feel a connection with it.
Sometimes you're kind of asking questions. This one's not.
It's definitely something the BBC considers important, and it's something they're going to continue to resource and do more data data journalism, original data journalism stories in the future, and take that, not just something which exists kind of online, but take that cross-platform, so working with broadcast sections of our organisation, so radio, on TV, news bulletins, documentaries, so really making content and creating original stories across all platforms.